Hello everyone! Welcome to this episode of Get Real with Real Estate. I'm coming to you from the new office space. Check this out! And I'm actually realizing, not dressed too professionally, but wearing my winner's circle dress. Not a dress, t-shirt, but I'm dressed in my winner's circle garb. So John and I were super honored this year to make winner's circle, which is the top 5% of Big Block Realty. So I'm sporting my swag today. But I'm really excited to connect with you guys on one of our favorite topics, discount agency producing discount service. So as you guys know, John and I are extremely committed to our clients, and in the space of that, we don't discount our services. We do to a certain extent. We always explain to the client what that means to them, how that affects them with their listing. But discount agents still exist in the marketplace, and we run into them all the time. So just this week, we wrote an offer on an awesome property. Fits everything my buyer clients are looking for. We're so excited about it. Submit an offer, but right away I'm nervous because I noticed that there's discounted commission to the buyer's agent, which is typically my first red flag that the agent representing the seller may not be the strongest because they haven't been able to negotiate their own commission. Side note. But anyways, they've been hired by the seller to get the best price for the home and to negotiate and to do all the things. So right away, I was like, oh, discounted commission on this listing. It's probably going to be, maybe a bad agent, but open mind, absolutely. So wrote up our offer, submitted it, made it really strong. Ultimately, we try and solve the seller's problems with all of our offers. So this is a contingent sale, which means that the seller needs to sell their home to buy their next one. So we gave them all the timelines they'd ideally hope for. We gave them a really great price point within their range, all the things. I communicated with the agent, and she let me know that they had multiple offers on the table and to plan accordingly. So I felt like she was bluffing a little bit. I kind of advised my clients. I ran some comps. We came in strongly, but did not go over what I thought was market value on the property. She has this property listed from $490 to $520, and market value lies at probably $495 to $500. If we're stretching a little bit, like $495 to $500 is good. But anything over $500, as a good agent, I'm legitimately concerned about a potential appraisal. So what an appraisal is it's the bank's verification that the value is within the home before they lend the money on the home. So basically they're verifying that the property the buyer is purchasing is of that value so that they can feel confident lending the money. And the reason the bank does that is because they want to recoup as much of their money if they can if this, the new buyer should not pay their bills. So, side note, multiple offers, all of this stuff is happening. The agent basically lets me know that she'll be presenting all offers at a certain time, so we are patiently waiting, and then I follow up with her the next day, and she lets me know that we are to receive a counter at the top of the range. So, realistically, the seller, we offered $500, middle of the range. The seller countered us at the very top of the range, $520. This is where the discount agency really started to come into play. I asked that agent if she'd had a conversation with the seller about potential appraisal issues. I said, you countered us at roughly $20,000 over the market value of the home. I could see that in the comps. What are you hoping is going to happen when the home appraises? And she was like, oh, I had a conversation with the seller about that. We're just going to cross that bridge if and when it comes to it. The seller ideally wanted $530 for the property, which is $30K over market value. So anything below that is a discount to him. I was like, okay, understandably so. A seller may have in their mind the amount they want, but if all of the homes around that house are selling at $500K and less, literally not one comp has sold over $500K, why? As much as the seller may want $530, why would he get $530 for that property? Unfortunately, she didn't have any comps to support the price point. She actually asked me for my comps. I was like, what comps do you have that support a higher than $500,000 price point? And she was like, oh, what comps do you have that support an over $500,000 price point? I was like, I can't find any. Do you have any? And she was not able to produce any. Additionally, when I received the counter, even though supposedly there are multiple offers on the property, I got a single counter, which for those of you who are agents know that that's a boo-boo. Either the agent's a really big dum-dum and issued me a single counter when they have multiple offers on the table, which means if my client signs, it's a done deal. Or she's just totally bullshitting and she only has one offer on the table, which is what this is looking like. So big mistake there. Also, because of the way that the seller is unfortunately navigating the agent, she's not very powerful in the way she's helping to advise him. When they countered at 520, they lost our really strong offer because my clients got offended. It's not really a play ball type conversation when, you know, my buyers are coming in middle of the range, giving the seller everything he's asking for in every other regard. And then he comes back and says, nope, I want 520, the very top of the range, $20,000 over what you currently asked, and roughly $20,000 over what the market is bringing, right? So it's a really interesting and tricky situation when dealing with a discount agent, because while this seller is saving roughly 0.25 to 0.5%, on a $500,000 property, I want you guys to understand what amount that really is. That's a difference of $1,250 at 0.25% or $2,500 at a half a percentage. So for $2,500, this seller is potentially shooting himself in the foot using an agent who's not properly negotiating on his behalf, who's not properly advising him on what to do. And ultimately, I would not be surprised if when all is said and done, his property sits on the market for quite some time, and likely I will pretty much guarantee it's going to sell for less than $500,000 because my clients legitimately love this property. They were under the impression and experience that there were multiple offers on this property, so they were not inclined to come in at the bottom end of the range. They were inclined to come in at the middle. Do you guys want to know what happened when that agent countered us with the $520,000 response? They asked me to counter less. They wanted me to counter at less than what we had initially offered. And realistically, it may be something that we do because if the property continues to sit on the market, that seller doesn't really have leverage, and they also don't have an agent who's negotiating expertly on their behalf. With just a few simple shifts to that listing, they could be experiencing a lot of success right now. A slightly lower price point, slightly different negotiations, different responses when they're getting those counter offers, and just overall more of a strategy. Our sellers are never really navigating the transaction. When we partner with a seller, it's a partnership. We're absolutely strategizing together, and we're committed to selling the home together. They've obviously hired me to do my job and to get highest and best price and achieve all the goals that they want to, absolutely. But we're a team, we're working side by side. It's not me versus the seller. I'm not arguing with the seller about their price point or the offers that I'm bringing them. It's ultimately a really open, clear, and communicative relationship, right? And my sellers are always very easily able to make educated and informed decisions because they have all the information available to them. They know what the market price of their home is, they know our strategy, they know who we're ideally marketing the property to. They know a lot of the ins and outs that are happening within their transaction because they are an educated and informed individual who is making one of the biggest financial sales of their life. So in our business, John and I are really committed to you guys feeling fully informed, not only as a buyer, but also as a seller. And we're really committed to not providing discount service. What that means for us is being available all the time to answer our phone. I'm not even going to go into trying to reach this agent. It's been a little bit of a challenge. We are really committed to getting the highest and best dollar for our clients by not mismarketing or mispricing the home, and by really utilizing strategies in order to get us there. So if you're looking for a rockstar team, or you're potentially a seller in a similar situation to the one that we're experiencing right now, maybe you're not getting the offers that you were originally hoping for on your home, maybe it's not selling as fast as your agent ideally promised you, perhaps they just under-promised, or maybe they just over-promised and are under-delivering. Whatever it looks like, you deserve a really awesome experience, and you deserve to not experience something discounty. Every time I go to Walmart, I know I'm at Walmart. I'm not like, wow, how did I end up at Pier 1? This place is so fab. No, I'm like, oh my God, I'm at Walmart. Where is everything? This place is a shitstorm, right? Where when I'm at Pier 1, I feel like I'm in a luxurious, energetic space. I'm excited to drop lots of cash because I'm feeling like, excited to be shopping in that space. That's exactly what we bring to the table. It's not a discount service. I'm not going to run around like a chicken with its head cut off. What I am really committed to is expert service, exceptional results, achieving the goals that our sellers want, and everybody winning because of it. I promise you that I have not had any sellers who are arguing their commission when I am bringing them over asking price offers or when I'm achieving every one of the goals that they asked them to. I've literally not had one seller ever renegotiate their commission once we've started or finished a transaction. But I will be upfront with you that a lot of them asked me to discount ourselves up front, and we consistently are up against 5, 6 different agents. We're consistently one of them more expensive, yet we consistently get that business. And it's because sellers understand the value that we bring to the table. All right, so I love you guys. I hope this was really helpful. It's been pretty frustrating for us working with this discount buyer's agent because ultimately my clients want this home, but it's just not going to happen. I don't think we're going to come to a reasonable agreement. They're not playing ball with us. So hopefully you guys are having it better. We're excited to go find a different property for those clients. So hope you're having an amazing day. We'll talk to you soon.